So in this video on leads within Microsoft Dynamics 365 for Sales, we're going to cover off the business process flow feature. Now this is one in a series we're doing specifically on leads within Microsoft Dynamics. You can see links to others in the series below. Also, if you've got any suggested content ideas or you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, please see the links below. So what do we mean by the business process flow functionality? Let's go into the system. So at the moment I'm in the leads area, and specifically I'm in my open leads view. Now I can go into John Smith's record here, which is just a test one. This is all mostly Microsoft standard test data, and I've created the odd test record myself, including this one for John Smith. So let's go into that record, and this is the out of the box lead record, and this bar at the top here is the business process flow. Now this is slightly confusing within the leads area because this initial qualify step out of the box is the one that's managed within leads, and these phases of develop, propose and close only come into play when it's converted into an opportunity. Now business process flows in Dynamics, they appear on a range of different record types. It's not exclusive to leads. And what they're designed to do really is to help people manage a process effectively. So from a leads perspective, my first task in this particular flow that we've got out of the box is qualify. And if I click on that, you can see that when I do that, it's suggesting to me certain fields that I should be filling out at this stage. Is there an existing contact this needs to link to? Is there an existing account that it needs to link to? What's the purchase time frame? Estimated budget? Purchase process? Do we know the decision makers? Have we understood and captured a summary about this particular lead? Now, so this is out of the box. We don't need to follow this, and this should be configured very specifically to your own processes, which might be a lot more involved than this particular setup. But what this does really is it starts to control what information we're capturing at one stage. And importantly, though these aren't mandatory, we can make these fields mandatory. And it's not mandatory on record creation, i.e. you can't create a record unless you fill these out. Effectively, they become mandatory in terms of saying you can't move from this stage to the next stage unless they've been completed. So it gives us a lot more control of the process, and it makes it easier for users to understand what sort of information they need to be capturing at each step of the process. So that's the reason for process flows. You don't have to have a process flow. You can also have more than one process flow, and those can be controlled by security roles. If you've got more than one process flow, you can change the process. So let's say within our lead management, we've got maybe a number of different types of leads that we need to handle in different ways. So we could potentially have multiple process flows. If we wanted to change the process flow, it'll pick up the ones it thinks is the default. But as you can see here, I've got the ability to switch process at the top here. And if there were other processes enabled, which there aren't, I'd have the opportunity to change the process flow at this stage. So I say we can operate multiple process flows if required. We can obviously change the process flow to suit your particular processes and the data you want to track at each stage. I'm just going to show how this then flows into the opportunities area, because you can see it's padlocked there, so we can't really do anything more. I can see what fields need to be captured there, but I can't actually fill those out. That's all blanked out. Now, if I convert this particular John Smith lead by clicking the qualify at the top of the screen, and it's going to say that it's going to generate an opportunity. It's giving me the opportunity to get rid of that if I wish to, but let's say we're going to qualify that, and it's going to be called interest in your services. If I qualify that, that's going to have a little bit of a think about it for a second or two, and it's now created those records. It's created a new account for Acme Limited, new contact for John Smith, and it's created that opportunity. If I then click on that and go to that opportunity record, So you can see I'm now in the opportunity record and I've moved on to that develop phase. If I click on that, then those fields become editable and I continue the process flow to the point where I close it, either as won or lost. Anyway, hopefully that helps you understand the business process feature within, well, specifically the leads area, but also, as I say, applies to other record types within the system. Hopefully that helps you understand how that can be applied and how that's potentially useful in terms of sort of managing your processes within Dynamics. As I say, this is one in a series that we're doing specifically on leads. You can see others in the series below. Also, if you've got suggested content ideas or you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, please see the links below. Anyway, thanks for your time today and hopefully see you again soon.